a jump to the left. A little step to the right. With your hands on your hips. You bring your knees in tight. That is the pelvic thrust. It really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again.
Okay, well, it's not a matter of doing the time warp anymore. It's now a matter of doing Shock Treatment, which is actually the follow-up film to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. The actual fact is that it's all just about Brad and Janet returning to Denton. They're happily married. They go into a quiz show, and a television quiz show, and it's run by a blind television quiz master who the part is played by Barry Humphries. The Brad and Janet are not the original characters in the film. You'll see Riff Raff, you'll see Columbia, Magenta, all the ones that played it in Rocky Horror, and the narrator. They all play different roles. The soundtrack is excellent. Let's have a look at it. Here it is, Shock Treatment.
You need a bit of shock treatment. Get you jumping like a real live wire. Need a bit of shock treatment. So look out, mister, don't you blow your last resistor for a vista that'll mystify ya. You're blinded by romance, you're blinded by science. Your condition is...
Well, I mean, if you think... actually, you must go along and see that film because it is quite extraordinary. And as I say, the soundtrack, there's Little Black Dress, Shock Treatment, and Denton, one of the tracks off the album, and they are quite sensational. All right. In column I wrote that Kiss was almost forgotten in this country. I have been really reprimanded over this. Here is the new album. It's about to be released, and there's the cover for you, right? No makeup at the moment, and I believe they've got a new image, so watch out for Kiss. They're not forgotten at all. 3 great Australian albums out. The first is The Models, and it's The Models not like Cut Lunch at all. They recorded this album in England. They've been produced, and I think they've been given a lot of discipline, and I don't think it hurts The Models to have this sort of discipline in the recording studios. It's a far different album from the Cut Lunch EP or mini album, whatever it was called, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Here it is, The Models with Local or General. I'll be interested to know, and incidentally, the rest of Australia should switch on to this group because it only happened in Melbourne with Cut Lunch, all right? Watch out for that one. The Boys from Perth, another good album, another debut album actually, and I must say that Perth is really starting to come of age. I mean, like the Prefects, the Boys, and it's starting to come up with some talent. So watch out for that, the Boys with their own album. All right, Duran. Duran is one of the most popular groups around. Okay, well, they've got their follow-up single, and here it is, Girls on Film. Have a look at this. This is great. I tell you what, when I first heard Planet Earth, I thought, well, they may be a one-hit wonder, and I have been so wrong with this group, and I must say the Girls on Film, off the same album that everything else is off, is one of the great tracks. All right, Devo are about to tour here, and we can now give you the official tour date. All right, February the 2nd, they are appearing in Brisbane, February 4th and 5th in Sydney, February 8th and 9th in Melbourne, February 15th in Adelaide, February 17th in Perth, and tickets are on sale as from Saturday the 31st of October, so rush and go and get them now because they're going to be so huge. And I'm going over in December to see them live in LA, as with Rod Stewart, and wait till you hear the Rod Stewart album. I'm telling you something. But talking about albums, oh, actually, the group we had on, the Radiators, that's the, actually, they're coming up with some rather imaginative things in this country now. That is actually a single cover, and I must give it to them. So up for grabs on a cover like that, and watch out for it in the shops. And this album is a classic. The Police have done it again. Ghost in the Machine, it's titled, and there are some superb tracks on this. It's not the Police that we generally know. It's going back into synthesized stuff, but this album, I'm telling you what, is one of the classics for this year. Watch out for it, The Police with Classic in the Machine. All right. Before we go to Ice House, that I prefer to call Flowers, watch out for Ian Jury. He's about to compare the show in around about November the 22nd. So the man's coming out finally at last. All right, this group has just arrived back from the UK and America. They were known as Flowers when they left. They come back as Ice House. And I must say that England has done them good as well. It was very hard to follow up after their spectacular success with their album. Love in Motion is a classic. Here it is, Ice House with Love in Motion.